Yo, it's the Crim Reaper here. Gunther is the most boring wrestler of all time. I know, I know might disagree here. And Gunther is literally the same as William Regal. His gimmick, and it's the most boring wrestling gimmick you can have. His gimmick is essentially, I'm a good wrestler. Like that's his. I mean, there's other people like that to some extent. Um, I guess you could say AJ Styles is sort of like that and stuff. But he still cuts good promos. Like he has charisma in other ways. Gunther's entire thing is I wrestle well. That's his entire wrestling gimmick, which is not enough because everybody, in theory, the ring should be sacred to everybody. Everybody there should take wrestling seriously. But his entire gimmick is I take wrestling seriously. And even then, it's not even like he's the best, he's not even the best wrestler. It would make more sense if like Chad Gable or somebody else had this gimmick. Like Chad Gable is very good in the ring, like very versatile, does a lot of moves and stuff. Gunther, the only moves that he does is a chop. Literally all he does is chops and kicks and one of the worst looking splashes ever. Like, his splash is like pretty bad looking, but it's not like he does much in the ring. It's just kicks and chops. There's nothing much more than that. I don't even think he does slams. Like that powerbomb he does, I'll give him that. But there's not much he does in ring. It would make more sense if like Chad Gable was the ring general, or if AJ Styles was the ring general. There's tons of people this gimmick kind of fits more than Gunther. Like, and that's really that's even a bigger deal too, is that literally anybody can play this gimmick. If William Regal played this gimmick, there would be zero difference. Like they're the same wrestler. They wrestle the same. But imagine if in the Attitude Era or in 2000s, Vince McMahon decided to make William Regal world champion in the face of Raw or the face of the company. Like that's the equivalent of what's happening right now. There's no difference. Like, and it's just because Triple H loves him. That's really the only reason. Like he doesn't sell merch. He's not really a draw. And it's no personal hatred to the man. I'm just the character of Gunther just isn't, is not good. But it's not like he's a draw. He doesn't sell merch. His crowd reactions, from what I've seen, are not even that crazy. I'm not saying he doesn't get a reaction. Like he gets the normal boos for a heel. But it's not even like he gets these big reactions. Like he gets mild reactions. People always care more. They care more about who he's facing than him. He himself, nobody really cares about Gunther. Let's be real. And him being champion, it's no different than Jey Uso being champion. At least with Jey Uso, and obviously he's not great, but at least with Jey Uso, he's over. Like you can at least see that he's over, that people care to see Jey Uso, that people get hyped for Jey Uso. And like you can at least say that. Like he does entertain people on some level. But they both have 4 moves. It's no different than Jey Uso. It's no different than with Gunther being champion than Jey Uso being champion. Like they both have 4 to 5 moves. The only difference is at least Jey Uso is over and he's more entertaining to people. So like Gunther's champion's even worse. Like I know a lot of people hate Jey Uso, but at least he gets the crowd hyped. And his promos aren't good, but it's undeniable that he is very over, one of the most over people in the company, and he at least sells merch. Like he does contribute. But Gunther is literally pushed only because I know Jey Uso is also because he's Samoan, but he is super over still. But Gunther, there's no other reason for his push, literally besides Triple H likes him. That's the only merit for it. That's the only reason he's pushed. Or same with like DIY and stuff like that. And even Seth Rollins to some degree. I know I like Seth Rollins. But this video kind of goes to a larger point that Triple H just sticks by his guys forever. It's not really about who the crowd likes. And I made a point really before that this is worse than Vince McMahon. It's not really about who the crowd likes or who gets over. It's just about who he likes. If he doesn't like you first, or he's not fond of you, it does not matter how over you get. It doesn't matter what you do. It's just about, oh, are you an NXT person I built up beforehand? That's all it is. Because there really shouldn't be a planet where, and I get that LA Knight, he's in his 40s and stuff. But then again, pretty much everybody being pushed is in their 40s. But but there shouldn't be a planet where Gunther is world champion before LA Knight is. It just makes no sense. It makes zero. It doesn't make logical sense. Like the crowd actually goes crazy for LA Knight. Again, he sells merch. He's an attraction to the show, but Gunther with no personality, no gimmick, doesn't get anybody hyped. He's champion all the time. It makes zero sense. And my brother, Crimson Blades, we were watching, watching Raw. We watched Velocity too. Triple H in 2000 or 1999, etc., when he was feuding with The Rock, that's literally Gunther. Obviously Triple H is more charismatic. He's better, but that's literally Gunther. All he does, it's what Gunther does now, and really it's the same as what Triple H books for a lot of people. He just yaps. That's all he does. He just yaps. That's what Triple H did in 2000. He books everybody based off of what he did. Like Triple H himself in his feud with The Rock, he did nothing to move the story along. All he would do is basically just recap what everybody else did, and he would just yap. Like, oh, I'm gonna beat you. Oh, I challenge you, Rock, at Unforgiven. Or Judgment Day, Rock. I challenge you. Oh, you just took out the entire regime and took out everybody in limos. But I want to talk about how I'm gonna beat you up. How I'm gonna beat you up. When I see you next, even though I'm standing away from you right now. It's the same thing as Gunther and a lot of people, where they just have these long promos saying the same thing. He books people like this because he did it. And the same with same with Cody Rhodes, same with Gunther. That's why he books like this. He books everybody to have this same promo because he had this promo. The whole, all his booking pretty much is a reflection of what he did, which is horrible. Like, because he yaps, everybody yaps. Because he said the same thing, everybody says the same thing. Because he had long, not 4 years, but because he had long, never-ending title reigns, everybody has a long, never-ending title reign. Like, that's it really explains a lot when you think about it. But yeah, overall, I don't get the hype. And I'm not saying Gunther doesn't have fans. He does have fans. I'm not going to lie and say nobody's into Gunther, because that's a lie. Like, obviously, there are some people into Gunther, but it's not enough, in my opinion, for him to be a main eventer and have all these world title reigns. Like, Jay Uso deserves to have title reigns more. Again, because like I be saying, like, people actually at least care about Jay Uso more. It makes no sense to me. Continued. Yeah, but when I saw Gunther last year at WrestleMania 40, I never looked at this guy and said, this guy should be world champion. Like, he was fine as a mid-carder holding the IC championship. I never looked at this dude and was like, oh, that's a world champion. And maybe that's just me. Maybe people thought that. But am I the only one? Like, when he was IC champion, because that's really when I got back into wrestling, I want to say. Or I think I saw him at WrestleMania 39 too. WrestleMania 39. When I saw him win the IC title. Am I the only one? I never looked at this dude and was like, that guy should be world champion. I literally just saw a mid-carder. I saw a perfect mid-carder when he held the IC title. Because he's no different than Rusev. He's not different than Rusev. Rusev was better. Rusev is better. Even now you could argue Rusev is better. Because Rusev looks more imposing. He had, more powerful moves. And it's essentially the same, but Rusev just played it better, like the foreign heel that hates, even I'll say with Gunther's gimmick, it's not really like, oh, I hate the US, but it's still kind of the same premise. So I'm the foreign heel that hates everybody. So, but I just don't get it, man. That maybe that's just me. Maybe I just don't get the Gunther hype. But in my mind, it's just one of the most overrated guys to me. And now going to this CM Punk feud. I see that this is a dream match to some people. People have this as a dream match. CM Punk versus Gunther. Nobody cares about this match. At least me. I can speak for myself. I do not give a damn about this match. and I don't want to be one of those people that only brings up ratings, that only brings up YouTube views and stuff. But looking at the views on YouTube, like, because it does matter. Because really, that's how most people watch Raw. They mostly watch it by clips. The promo between him and Gunther only has like 400K views, and the millions of views are from Roman Reigns and Jey Uso. Are from Roman Reigns and Jey Uso, spearing Braun and Bronson and stuff. Like that got more views than CM Punk and Gunther. So the casual fan, even though CM Punk has more pull from casual fans, like he kind of has some pull, but again, the casual fan does not care about Gunther. And you're seeing it right there. Like, the casual fan does not care. And this is like hyped up by people as like the biggest match, and nobody cares. And apparently they're planning to do John Cena versus Gunther for his last match, which honestly I'm not I'm not looking forward to. And I'm sure John Cena is going to be a babyface by then. I'm really not looking forward to that. To keep it a buck with you, I want Cena to retire as champion. As a babyface, though, to keep it a buck, I want him to retire as champion. But does anybody really, I'm not saying nobody, but is that really a big attraction match? Like, do people really want to see Cena versus Gunther? And anything involving Gunther is just less interesting. Like, he's just not an interesting wrestler. Like, he's not he's not an interesting wrestler. I just don't get it, bro. I don't get it. He's not good. It's not anything with Gunther. And I was saying this at WrestleMania 2 with Jey Uso versus Gunther. The feud wasn't even bad because Jey Uso won the Royal Rumble. Because I know people, that was controversial, like Jey winning. They thought it should have been Cena. They thought it should have been anybody. But my biggest thing was like, it's Gunther. That was really that was my biggest feeling with that match. Like, what made it bad wasn't really Jey Uso. It was Gunther. It could have worked really if Jey Uso fought somebody else, or even if he fought Roman again. And I'm not saying Jey Uso is good, but anybody that Gunther feuds with, any feud he's involved in, it's just not interesting because Gunther's not interesting. Like, the Jey Uso Rumble win could have worked. Even if he fought Cena, if they were both baby faces, that would have been a better feud than him versus Gunther. Because Gunther is not an interesting wrestler. It's just, he's not. He's not interesting. So, and the fact that Cena's last match may be against Gunther, and he's likely going to be retired by Gunther and he'll lose, like, that sucks to me because, and it's not even like he's going to get this big rub, because even if you put somebody over, if they're not good, it's not going to bring in new fans. If the guy is boring and he's not a draw, even if he beats Cena, that's not going to put him over. It would be better if Cena put over, and I'm starting to think Braun Breaker's overrated too. But it would be better if Cena put over Braun Breaker, if he put over Trick Williams, if he put over somebody like that, like somebody that actually has star potential, not Gunther, So I don't know, man. And let me know in the comments. Am I just hating? Do I not get it? Is Gunther amazing? That's all I had to say there. Crim Reaper out. For more of the Crimson Brothers, follow the Crimson Wrestling Federation today. I'm commentator Havoc, the voice of the Crimson Wrestling Federation. And you can see the calls I've made in the Crimson Wrestling Federation, in the comic Crimson Wrestling Game, Story of Malice, in the description below.